Hey everybody, luxinda.swirl here. Welcome back to my Paper and Other Obsessions channel. We are going to be working with resin and glitter today. Hopefully this will be a lot of fun and an interesting result. It should be really gorgeous because, glitter. And we'll see what we end up with because that's why we're here. To have fun and see what we end up with. This is going to be what I'm calling a Fran extravaganza. It means that we are using all Fran's glitter and more glitter. I'll just run through it real quick. I picked 10 and I have a lot more than 10, but I wanted a variety of colors, so not all blues, for example, even though it's me we're talking to here. And I also wanted mostly either fine or coarse or ultra fine, not chunky. These are the 10 I came up with. We have Peacock. This is from the February subscription box that I just received. And Turks, Masquerade, Sandals, First Kiss, Grace Bay, and this is one of my absolute favorites. I mean, that's just, oh, wow. I could swim in this happily. Fluorite, which you've seen me use a bunch of times as accents on tumblers. Well, maybe you haven't, but over on my other channel, I've used this at least a couple times on tumblers. Ms. Frizzle and Dolphin Tails. So we do have some blues. I do lean that way. Not going to apologize for it. I'm going to mix up 20 ounces of my Clearcast 7050 resin from the epoxy resin store. It is a 2-part to 1-part, so 2 parts of A to 1 part of B, which means it's easier if you can divide the amount by 3, just to keep the math relatively simple. So that's why I picked 20 ounces, which is not easily divisible by 3, but it is approximately 600 milliliters, and that is. So 200 milliliters of part B and 400 milliliters of part A. Mix it up, separate it out into 10 smaller cups, and I am going to pipette. There are only 9 sections here, so I don't need all 10 for this one, but I'm going to pipette 9 different colors into the different rows here, and whatever I have left after I do this will go into all of these molds, and I may not need all the molds, but we're going to be using this for a different project, so we're going to end up with, in theory, 2 trays. We'll see how it goes. I may have to mix up more and do this all over again off camera. So there's more to come on both of these projects. This is a project. We're doing the first part of both projects today. And then I'll bring you back and we'll move on to the rest of it. Sit back and enjoy the show. And we're back. Okay, everything's set up. I'm gonna demold now. So again, fast mo, just gonna pop all the parts out. Hey. All right. This mold has a matte finish, so these aren't as sparkly. There we go. That's kind of pretty. Which, you know, glitter. I'm going to mix up 9 ounces of my Clearcast 7050, the same resin that I've used so far. I'm going to pour a little bit in here and then start arranging my bits and bobs. That's this project. That's the next step. And then with this project, I want to clean up these little bits of resin with glitter that sort of got stuck on the walls of this mold. This isn't a mold, by the way. This is actually I think it's I'll put the text name of this mold on the screen. It's not technically a mold. It's something I saw on Amazon and thought, ooh, that'd be cool to try. But anyway, I'm going to clean up these errant bits that went up the side. There we go. Just like that. Just clean up the side. All the way around. I'm going to do that all the way around. When I mix up the 9 ounces, a few ounces are for this and a few ounces are for this. Once again, mixing and pouring. Sit back and enjoy the show. Okay, that one's enough. Okay, so the resin is hardened that we just poured in. This one is going to stay like this in the mold, and I'm going to put another layer of resin over it. This will be black resin. That should be relatively straightforward. Mix and pour. So I'm going to put this one off to the side. This is the one that's going to be a little tricky. We are going to demold this. That's the first step. I mean, actually, it's quite pretty like that, but I do want it to pop. I want the glitter to sparkle. So what I was wondering is if I could take advantage of the mold, that might work. I'm going to pour on some clear resin, and I want something that's relatively viscous, and then I'm going to smear it over that. Okay, well, let's start with this one since we can pretty much see what it looks like already. This turned out so beautiful. I will try and get a side view. I don't know if I can, but I actually did a halfway decent job. I have a tiny bit of flash on this side, so we will deal with that. But let's take it out and see what it looks like out of the mold. Ooh, that is pretty. Okay, I'm just going to basically take a knife and cut that away. There are tools, I believe, that you can get now for that. So there it is. Touch more cleanup on the edges, and that is gorgeous. I am so happy with how this turned out. And because the final layer I domed it with was liquid stone from KS Resin, that has a temperature of up to 475 degrees, I believe. So setting a cup of boiling water down on it shouldn't cause any problems at all. This would make a gorgeous trivet. It could be wall art for that matter. That's beautiful. Let's see how this one turned out. And, ooh, isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I absolutely love it. Look at that. The fact that the mold has a shiny surface is great. However, to finish this off, it would look even better if I did this, a final layer of liquid stone over the top. I think that would look devastating. There you have it, folks. Our 2 trays. Thank you so much for joining me. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next video.